Okay, I'm gonna try to make this video long enough to put the to have it a video, an actual video, so that I can put the amplifier parts links in the description of this video. Okay, the pedal board amp, if anybody wants to build that. This one's going to be a bit more complicated. Okay, this is a complete ground up wah build. I got this wah chassis from Small Bear Electronics, and it's a pretty decent chassis. I had to drill and tap the nylon rack slider thing to 1224. Okay, so I have that screw under there. You can see that right below my thumb there. That's holding the slider that the rack is going on. I got the potentiometer in there. None of this comes, it's an empty case. It comes with the rack. All the pivots, the holes are drilled. This one I had to, the power there, the center negative power inlet there, I had to file that out with a rat tail file to get that to fit. And I put some epoxy on there so it's locked, and I got thread locker on the, I got the good pinchy ones. What are those called? True Tone or whatever jacks. I got those. They're not switching jacks. I'm gonna just power up so so I don't have to deal with grounding all that stuff. Anyways, the schematic is not entirely finalized yet, but I have a name for it. It's going to be the Arawa. And this is Arawa version 1.0. There's the Ara. You step on it and it goes Ara, right? So that's what I got. A acrylic pen. I wanted silver, but they didn't have silver, so I just went with this. There's the out, the center negative thing, and the in. It's pretty easy with those acrylic pens. You can mark up your own pedals and stuff if you build something. But now as far as the harmonic percolator goes, I modeled it up in LT Spice, and it's too high gain. I can't keep it from clipping, except for putting in pads, and I don't want to put pads because I just want to hardwire everything about how I want it. So what I did is I modeled with just a PNP a section, and what I'm getting is is basically what I saw in the harmonic percolator, and what I hear in it too is it's kind of like a dynamic waveform mutilator. That's what the harmonic percolator is like a dynamic waveform mutilator, but it clips too much for what I want to do with it, because I wouldn't, it's too much gain to use it to drive the pyrite. So what I did is I did a stripped down version with just a PNP, and I just messed around with it like I'm not doing any math here. I'm just kind of trying to get what I want out of it, and I got what I wanted out of it, and that was like a much lower gain, dynamic waveform mutilator that does not clip. So that's going in before the wah circuit now. So I am actually using a circuit inspired by the harmonic percolator in here. Okay, so it's just a PNP. It's a much simpler setup. In fact, this is only going to have 4 actives in it. This whole pedal is only going to have 4 actives. There's the PNP, 2 metal can NPNs, and this metal can N-channel MOSFET. So, and that N-channel MOSFET is driving the pyrite. So I'll have enough current to drive the pyrite pretty well, and then that's going to kind of give me some compression. But this circuit that I came up with for it's really simple. I don't know if I'm going to publish the schematic on this when I get it done. The whole thing is I got to have proof of concept before I do anything like that anyways. Or I might see if I can get some money for it if somebody wants, you know, the design for the Arawa when I'm done. It's pretty good. It's a simple circuit, but you know, and somebody's probably going to sit down with it now. Is like, oh, PNP, it is a simple circuit. Well, I'll see what I can do, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe they'll figure it out too, but it probably wouldn't be the same exactly. Anyways, it's a dynamic waveform mutilator, and it gives me a lot of sustain, a lot of compression, no clipping, and it kind of does like an Octavia thing dynamically, and it goes from one type of Octavia wave to another type of Octavia wave based on the sine wave, you know, sine wave function generator. That's all I'm looking at is just the results of the running a sine wave function generator through it. But it seems like it's going to be pretty good. But that's what I'm actually feeding the wah circuit with. So the wah is going to be sweeping across this harmonically enriched, you know, and then too, it's like how hard I hit the string. If I hit the string soft, it'll be one type of waveform mutilation. If I hit it harder, it'll be a different type of waveform mutilation. But the wah is just sweeping that peak across like that. But the thing is you know, I finally decided to break down and just build a wah, because you know, you buy one and you can't work on them because there's like surface mount stuff and they're all lacquered and they have all the adjustments on there. Well, what if I want something just a little bit, I don't know, more interactive, you know, with the guitar, you know, because they're all buffered and everything like that. So I decided to build one because it's a good solo boost. I use my guitar's volume knob. I roll down for my cleans, which are never really that clean, but kind of, you know, just clean it up a little bit and go. And then I pull up on the volume for my rhythms and stuff, and you know, solo boost. And I got this thing set up perfect. It goes all the way back to heel, all the way to toe, and see, watch, I gotta squeeze it. Click. Anyways, you kick it in, and it's like a sweepable mid-band spike, you know, that cuts through the mix, and you can just kind of find your hole in the mix, and it'll blast through. So honestly, you know, the wah is a good solo boost, whether you use it as a cocked wah to cut through the mix, or you use some expression with it. It's still a really good solo boost. And the way I got this set up, I got the schematic anyways, is that pyrite clipping is just basically like slamming through a tube stage with that MOSFET. So this is going to be kind of like a pretty rock wah, really. I have a large, I'm planning on a 47 nanofarad sweep capacitor, so that's a pretty wide sweep. So toe down, it's going to drop way down, it'll growl, and then it'll come up about like normal ones do. I got some good values in there, stuff that it's like a rock style, well, not rock really, it was like grunge, punk, grunge, or something like that type values is what I'm imagining. You know, I study other people's values and I look at them, you know, the wah circuits. But the main thing is how I'm feeding the wah circuit, and then I got something that pyrite chunk to slam into to squash it and level things out and give me a little bit a little bit more gain and a little bit more bull-nosed waveform, you know, straight off the bat. But when I kick it off, it's just basically going into the pyrite driver, the MOSFET pyrite driver. The guitar is going straight into that. And then when I kick the Y in, it's bringing in the harmonic percolator and wah circuit. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Check in the description for the parts, amp parts.